Just wanted to talk about the Super League again because obviously I made several videos, two videos and one discussion about the Super League. But it seemed like it is now coming to an end. And you know what? I want to applaud Bayern because I did not think that we'd. Granted, I thought I thought we would eventually crumble. Now we don't see us eventually crumbling because, quite frankly, at the end of the day, there is no eventual. It seemed like the Super League is as good as dead right now, and I want to applaud all the people in charge of Bayern because they did the right thing. My take on it was very, very clear. I thought the Super League would happen regardless of the protest because I thought the people in charge, the people that were looking to make the Super League, they didn't care about the fan backlash. They didn't care about all that. But apparently they did. So now we're in this predicament where, like, well, the English teams have left. I think Inter Milan and AC Milan are planning on leaving as well. So we're in this predicament where, like, the teams are leaving now. So that's a good step. It's essentially the death of the Super League. I don't want to say it outright just now. I don't want to jinx it, but it does seem like it's the death of the Super League. Bayern, well done. All the people in charge, well done. Like, yes, the 50+1 rule exists. Yes, there probably would have been a riot, but it's still doing the right thing. You're still doing the right thing at the end of the day. It's funny, actually, because I've been a member for I don't know how many years now, but I've been a member for plenty of years now. Too many. I'm getting too old at the moment, I guess. And every year, without fail, I get an email that says you haven't paid for your membership. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about this. Let me find my card and just pay for it. Every year, without fail, I'll always get a message that says you still haven't paid. Where is our payment? Where is the money for your membership? I'm like, oh, I forgot about it. But yeah, okay, let me do it. I know what. I've never voted in anything. Never have. I've always just sat back and just watched it all happen. But if Bayern actually decided to join the Super League, that would have been the first time I think majority of people. I can't say this for everyone because obviously not everyone will vote, but not everyone that has a membership will vote. A lot of people just get a membership because of the 10% discount. That's also a nice factor. But I think a lot of people would have voted. I think a lot of us would have gone out there and made our voices heard. And I've said this before. If Bayern joined the Super League, I'm done with football. I would have, on the spot, on that day, I would have been done with football as a whole. You'd never see me again. I'd nenever watch a football game again in my life, most likely, and that would just be a chapter of my life gone and done. Because the idea of the Super League. Look, the Champions League itself is terrible. The reforms to the Champions League are terrible. I must admit, they are absolutely atrocious. They're almost as bad as the Super League, but the keyword here is almost. Because the big difference between the Super League and the current Champions League reform of, 32 teams or some nonsense like that? Like, the players are never getting rested. They're never getting rested. But the key thing here is that it's still merit-based. Yes, they have some legacy thing as well, which I'm not a fan of. Again, there is not much distinction between Champions League and the current Champions League. Well, the Champions League from next season, I should say, and the Super League. But the key thing is that it's still a competition. It's not about money, it's a competition. And that's the key part. If sport is not a competition, then there's no point playing that sport. That's why I always hate like all the participation. That's a nonsense thing, right? It's all about achievement. That's always been the thing. If a sport has no element of stakes, if it has no element of competition, there is no point playing that sport. There is no point being a sport, all right? So that's kind of where I felt that football was heading towards. Luckily, it seems to be not the case. So I want to say good job, Bayern. Also, good job to all of you. Yes, our voices were heard. All of us were loud and clear, I think, on social media. There's the one time I can think of that, like, majority of people, not everyone, but majority of people banded together and made their voices heard. And for that, I'm actually very grateful. Now, there are other issues that we need to get our voices out like that and not just have a silly campaign for a week or two and then everyone forgets it. No, we need to start getting our voices out there because it's clear. It's evident. If these billionaires think that, they can do a Super League and they don't really care what the fans say, well, they've heard it today. They've seen it this week that the fans, they will make their voices heard. And at the end of the day, look what's happened now. The second some clubs back down, all of them back down. That's the good thing. So that's our voices, the voices of the fans, the voices of football supporters. Our voices are heard. It's clear and evident as ever been, but let's make it heard for other topics as well, other social issues as well. Not just the business side, not just the sports side, not just the financial side. the competitive side, but let's make it heard for some social issues as well, and not just be quiet about them. That's the important part here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's my thoughts. I just wanted to say, because again, I was criticizing Bayern because I thought ultimately we'll back down, give it a month or two, and I thought we would have backed down. Because the second this league is underway, and they'll see how much money is involved, they would have backed down. Because ultimately you still want to remain competitive, but there is no competition, so what's the point of being competitive? But luckily, that was not the case. Luckily, it seemed like it's panning out the right way. Let's talk about UEFA next. We're going to talk about UEFA and the stupid Champions League reforms next too, because quite frankly, the players are never getting rested. The reason the players always get injured is because we're just playing more and more games. And it's fun as a fan, right? As a fan, I ain't complaining, right? When we've had a game every 3 days, you didn't see me complain. But it's still an issue. And it's an issue that we need to take serious, because these players are not machines. At the end of the day, they're human beings, right? I don't go to the gym. You can tell I'm fat, right? But when I do go to the gym, there are very rare times that I do go to the gym. Not just me, but everyone else, you need a rest. You can't just train and play every single day. You need a rest. These players need rest too. They may be professional athletes. Yes, they may be, they may be making their bread and butter, their money through through football, through the sport. But at the end of the day, they do need a rest too, because they're also humans. So we'll talk about UEFA reforms in the future. But I feel like that unfortunately that topic won't be heard. People think, oh, Super League, okay, cool, we say football, and now they'll stay quiet. Now they'll remain quiet. Now the silence will continue, unfortunately. But that's just the way football is. That's just the way fans are. That's just the way life is in general. I'm not here to preach about life. I'm just here to say goodbye. Have a nice evening or day, and until next time, bye.